Okay, so I'll be showing you a quick crash course in how to paint using Paint Tool SAI. Now there's many ways that you can do this, but this is one way that I find to be pretty easy and pretty intuitive to start out. The first step is to create a layer beneath your line art drawing to just put in flat colors. You don't have to be super careful about staying within the lines because it'll be cleaned up later on. Once you have your flats in, you're going to want to change your line art layer to shade and lower the opacity just a little bit so that way the lines are a bit see-through and kind of blend in with the colors that you have. From there, just merge your line art layer down onto your flats. Then create a layer above that and set it to clipping. This will make sure that nothing that you draw goes outside of what you've already drawn. From there, set your new layer to shade and just begin blocking in general shading. I tend to use multiple layers for this just to keep things clean if I need to edit certain parts of it. If you're ever unhappy with how the colors are going, you can just go to Filter, Hue and Saturation, and adjust as needed. The next step is very similar. Again, you just put a layer above it, set it to clipping, and this time set it to luminosity and begin blocking in the highlights of it. Now, after you've kind of done that, you can go back and forth between shading and highlighting as you feel like you need to. After that, you can begin rendering. To start doing that, you will need to merge all the layers down into one layer. You'll have to do it one at a time starting from the bottom just because SAI has a tendency to mess up how you've been putting your shading and luminosity if you don't do it that way. From there, use a paintbrush that you're comfortable with and just start blending things together. To make it a little easier, you can use the eyedrop tool to pick up colors and blend them together a little bit smoother. And you can certainly also bring in new colors if you feel like you need to. If you ever need to edit a part, you can use the lasso tool to select an area and then hit Ctrl-T to transform it. From there, block in flats at 100% opacity and then just blend them back in. Then just continue this process until you have everything rendered and smoothed out. If you ever want to slightly adjust the tone or hue, you can put another clipping layer above what you've been working on and set that to overlay and add whatever hue you want. This is usually just the last step that I like to do to add more life or dimension to the drawing. And that's really about it. You can apply these different techniques to many different ways of drawing. Like I said, there's certainly different ways that you can paint, but this is a good place to start.